What's going on, guys? It's Neptune again, and today I'm just going to be doing a quick little video on the Borderlands show that took place on May 21st. I know I'm like a week late at this point, I know, so most of you guys who care about that probably already know everything about the new DLC and the takedown reveal and everything like that, but I just didn't have the time, and I don't know where you guys live, but it is swelteringly hot and my AC was broken, so recording during the day was just a no-go. But anyways, I got a little cheat sheet here, so I'm just going to try to rapid fire through this. Let you guys know what happened on the Borderlands show, just in case you didn't see it, and give my brief thoughts, but really I'm interested on your guys' thoughts. So if you watched the whole Borderlands show and you already know, then just let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it. But if not, I'm going to rapid fire through everything that went down on the Borderlands show real quick, and I'll try to put some images up and everything to give you guys a visual if you didn't see it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the new DLC and everything. I'm really interested to get your guys' take on it. But anyways, let's jump right into this. So they released a little patch on May 21st, and basically they only did two things. They addressed a concern, or an issue I suppose, with the Malawan takedown, where Wotan was not dropping his dedicated loot pool items, I guess. So that apparently has been fixed. So if you want a redistributor and everything else, that should be working now. So yeah, I don't farm Wotan anyways, but for you guys that do, it should be good to go now. They also fixed an issue apparently where rare enemy spawns on DLC 2, so guns, gloves, and tentacles. I guess they were not spawning enough or at all. There was an issue. I wasn't aware, but apparently now they've addressed that so that all enemy rare spawns will spawn every time now. So I guess you can get some really good farming runs on DLC 2 now because all the rare enemies spawn every time now. So that's cool. Just some little brief updates. That's pretty much all that patch was. So let's get into the Borderlands show. So first off, they talked about the new takedown, and the new takedown is dropping, well, let's see here, what is that? The new takedown is dropping June 4th, and that's really sick because the Revenge of the Cartel event that's going on right now ends June 4th as well. So we kind of get a nice smooth transition right into some new content right after this event ends. So that's really nice, and it's really cool because they took a new sort of direction with it, whereas like in the Malawan takedown, if you guys are familiar with that, basically you kill all the enemies to get the boss to spawn, and then you kill the boss, and then you kind of win. That's kind of how the Malawan takedown works. With this one, they went a little more in depth with it. There's going to be puzzles, charging crystals of some sort. You're going to be experiencing lower gravity than normal, so think like pre-sequel gravity, and sort of like some of the parts of the Borderlands 3 campaign where you float around like on the moon base when you have to destroy the Zenara and whatnot. So I believe the whole takedown will have that sort of really low gravity. Like I said, there's going to be puzzles. There's going to be forced platforming. So one of the cool things we saw on the Borderlands show was that one of the bosses, sort of the arena you fight him in this new takedown. Sorry, I didn't even drop the name. The name of the new takedown is Takedown at the Guardian Breach, and that drops June 4th. But one of the bosses you fight in that, the arena you fight him in is sort of like a bunch of floating platforms with jump pads everywhere. Those things sort of like, they look like steam valves, kind of. That's how I usually describe them. You run into them, they launch you up. The arena is a bunch of floating platforms with those jump pads on them, and I guess the boss either has a weapon, that's one of his attacks, or he's in stages where he releases this radiation bubble that will grow and grow, and it will engulf the entire platform that he's on. So if you're on the same platform and he does that, you're forced to sort of hit the jump pad and find a new platform to be on, otherwise you're going to die. So that's kind of interesting. That's going to force you to do some platforming. It's going to be some real hectic platforming, I can imagine. So that's pretty cool. And just quickly, takedowns are designed to be played with a full lobby of endgame gear characters that want to test their skills, essentially. So it's designed to be extremely hard, but it does scale a little bit. So if you want to do it solo, it will scale down a little bit, but it's still going to be rough. So just keep that in mind. They're very raid-like. They're designed that way. And again, that drops June 4th. So moving on to what everyone cares about, the meat and potatoes, DLC 3. DLC 3 was revealed, and the name of it is Bounty of Blood, a Fistful of Fury. So that sounds pretty sick. I'll slap a picture up right now in case you haven't seen it, but basically it has a Western Asian theme, and I believe his name's Matt Cox, the creative director on this DLC, cited a few Western Asian themed movies like 310 to Yuma and whatnot. So if you're a fan of those type of movies, this DLC is going to be for you. So I'm pretty excited. Just simply to see all the architecture, because the music, the visuals, the characters, the architecture, everything is based off of that. So I saw pagodas and bonsai trees and everything, but it's still a very Western cowboyish type theme. So I think that's going to be really sick. I'm hyped for that. But basically, brief synopsis of what we know about the DLC is you're traveling to an all-new planet called Gehenna, and you're going to be going to the town of Vestige to collect the sheriff's bounty on the local gang called Devil Riders. And what the Devil Riders are, they're essentially kind of like a outlaw motorcycle gang, but instead of riding motorcycles, they ride technology-infused Saurians. And Saurian is kind of like that little alien dinosaur species, the same species that Maurice is on Sanctuary. So they ride sort of experimentally infused, technology-infused Saurians, so like robo dinosaurs, think that. So that's pretty sick rather. Let's see, I'm going off a cheat sheet if I didn't mention that. Let me just take a quick look here. So yeah, Western Asian theme. You're going there to basically fight robo dinosaur riding mercenaries, so that's pretty cool. And there's a really cool feature of the DLC that I would really like to get your guys' thoughts on is the narrator. So there's going to be an unseen character, a narrator, the entire time through the DLC. That's gonna tell story of the DLC. It's gonna have occasional conversations directly with the player. Occasionally provide commentary. So you're in combat, you kill a badass, or you get a critical hit or something. The narrator might comment on that. The narrator might give you hints, I think. So if you miss a chest or something, they might comment on that. So that's pretty cool. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I'm kind of excited to see how it goes, as long as they didn't overdo it. So as long as the narrator's not in your ear constantly blabbing on, then I think it'll be a really cool addition. What else? DLC 3 seems to be very dynamic too. So the actual town of Vestige, which serves kind of as your main hub, kind of like the sanctuary of the DLC, if you will, is dynamic not only in the actual town itself, but its inhabitants. So the choices you make within missions will actually cause certain NPCs to come or go from the town, as well as their roles within the town change. So potentially a new sheriff might come and go based on choices you make, or whatever. So that's going to be interesting, as well as, like I said, the actual town itself will change. So storefronts will open up or close, or improve quality. They go from being really run down to being brand new looking, depending on the choices you make. So that's going to be kind of cool to see how that works, to see what kind of missions you're going to have to do to influence this town. So I'm really hyped about that sort of dynamic flow to the DLC. I always love that in games. Let me guys know what you think about that. What's next on our cheat sheet here? Blah blah blah. Ooh, Matt Cox again. I hope I'm getting his name right. He said this is a cool little feature that early on you'll rescue a musician that will return to the saloon in Vestige after you rescue him, and he will sing about your most latest exploits. So right after you rescue him, if you go back to the saloon, he'll be singing about how you just rescued him. And then if you complete a mission, after that, and you kill a mini boss or something in that, then you go back to the saloon, he'll be talking about that. So, and it'll kind of update as you go, and he'll basically sing your most recent exploits. So that's really sick. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. He hinted at being able to collect different pieces of reel as collectibles across all the maps in the DLC, and when you collect them all, you'll be able to go to the theater in Vestige and watch a full movie, however many minutes long that is. It's not going to be an actual 2-hour movie, I'm assuming, but that's kind of cool. Just a bunch of cool new little features that they added in. I'll put some, like I said, I'll put some pictures up so you guys can sort of get some visuals, and I'll put a link down below if you want to watch the whole 50-minute episode to really get a really good, more in-depth, more thorough description of the DLC and whatnot. But moving on to some of the actual new things. So there's going to be a new vehicle. There's only one vehicle in this DLC, and it's called the Jet Beast. And basically what it is, it's kind of like a hover bike with an alien slash beast head. So it's kind of like a cyborg vehicle, and the head of the bike sort of looks like the head of the yellow cake. It sort of looks kind of like this alien head in a way. And like I said, it's kind of like a hover bike, and you can either have dual machine guns or you can have like a burst fire mortar that rains down like 6 mortar rounds on your target. So that's totally rad. I'm excited to try that vehicle out, because I'm not a huge, I like the buggy, like the default vehicle, the first one you get in this game, and that's really the only one I really like so far. So I'm hyped to I guess the Cyclone, the little, you know, wheel bike thing is cool, but I'm hyped to test out this new vehicle. Unfortunately, you're only going to be able to use it in DLC 3, but anyways, moving on. What else we got here? I don't know why every time I look at my list I go, ooh. Of course, there's going to be new skins, new legendary gear, so grenade mods, shields, class mods. There's going to be new legendary guns and everything, so there's going to be tons of new gear that we're going to get to check out. We got a sneak peek at like one legendary pistol, but we couldn't really tell what its function was, so we'll just have to find out when we get our hands on it. So yeah, new gear for everyone. There's going to be a few new gameplay items or mechanics or features, I guess you would call it. Let's just rattle them off here. So a core exploder. Core exploder seems to be just like a crystal formation that is all over the maps, and you can melee them. And when you melee them, they explode in the direction. So if I meleeed, say it was right here or whatever, and I meleeed it, it would explode with extremely high damage shrapnel in that direction over there. So that's kind of cool. Just another sort of little thing in the world that you come across that you can manipulate to your advantage. So that's pretty cool. What else we got here? A breezer plant. I believe that's what it's called. So this essentially functions like a jump pad. But unlike jump pads where they're only in select places, like you get a few of them in Necro de Feo, and there's a few on whatever it's called. I know it's not called the moon base, but whatever map that you're sort of on the moon that you blow up the Zanara in the story, there's a few jump pads there. But other than that, they're not really common throughout the maps in Borderlands 3. So DLC 3 will have a bunch of these plants around that essentially are jump pads, and I don't remember if you just have to run off them or if you have to hit them or shoot them to activate them, but essentially it's just a green glowing plant that functions the exact same way as a jump pad. So that's going to be kind of cool to traverse the new DLC map with those all over the place. So I'm excited for that. There's things called telezappers. Essentially, they're teleporter portals that are, I'm assuming, that are going to be spread out across the map in a more liberal way than normal fast travel stations. So you're going to be able to zoom back and forth between different points in the map. So that's kind of cool. They're literally essentially teleporters. The Trader Weed gun, I believe that's what it's called. This is something that I can see myself using. I was really, honestly, this is one of the most exciting things that I heard about. So basically, I'm assuming it's like a unique pistol. We saw it in action where when you shoot an enemy with it, it will turn them friendly for a short time. So it kind of functions similar to Flax Blue Tree skill dominance, where when you melee an enemy, they become friendly for a certain time. So I don't know the limit to how many enemies you can do this to, or how long, or if you'll be able to use it against strong enemies like badasses and things like that. But this could be super useful, I think, for crowd control and just survivability. When you're getting swarmed on, this might be, I can see this being super useful depending on its limitations. We'll have to find out, but I think it could be super useful against crowd control and things like that. But That's pretty much it, essentially. So, like I said, I'll throw some pictures up, give you guys a better view. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I'm about to see how long it was. But yeah, let me guys know what you think about the DLC, whether or not you watched the Borderlands show or you just watched my quick rundown here. I'm really curious to see what you guys think and your thoughts on all the new features, the narrator, everything like that. Alright, before I forget, let's quickly just talk about the DLC 4 sneak peek that we got. All we got was a picture, but I'll throw that up on the screen right now. But pretty much all we can get from this picture is DLC 4 is going to involve Krieg the Psycho from Borderlands 2. So that's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be cool to see how he reacts to Maya's death in the story of Borderlands 3. Because if you don't know that they were like together, so that's going to be interesting. Just pretty cool that we got a sneak peek at DLC 4 before DLC 3 is even out yet. But anyways, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about the sneak peek of DLC 4, what you think about the DLC 3 reveal, about the Guardian takedown reveal. I just want to know your guys' thoughts on this new content that's coming to the game. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment down below, it helps me out a lot. And if you're watching this right now and you watch to the end of the video, then you're a snazzy person. So I'm gonna throw up a golden key code, a shift code up on the screen right now. Just make sure you redeem it before June 4th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So just convert that to whatever time zone you're in, from 11:59 PDT to whatever time zone you're in, and make sure you redeem it before then. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna call the video here. Peace.